Question 7. The graph of F shows the book value of a vehicle X years after the time Joe bought it. The graph of G shows the cost price of a similar new vehicle X years later. So look, I know this looks like functions, like two linear functions. It's actually finance though. So this is a vehicle that was bought for 450,000 rands, like right now. And over the years, eventually, there's going to be another vehicle 4 years later. It's going to be worth a lot more because of inflation, right? So this is like an inflationary figure. And well, after 4 years, the same vehicle that we bought is going to depreciate. So this is going to be the depreciated amount. So DEP AMT. 7.1, how much did Joe pay for the vehicle? Easy, 450,000 rands. So that's the first answer. For 450K. Use the reducing balance method to calculate the percentage annual rate of depreciation of the vehicle that Joe bought. Okay, so that's going to be compound decay. So it's going to look something like this. This is the formula that we use. Our f of x graph. So we just want the f graph, right? Because it's the depreciation amount. Just call it f of x. The p value, so our principal amount, what we bought it for is 450,000 rands. 1 minus I to, well, here it's not going to be n, it's going to be x because we are working on a Cartesian plane. And at the end, it was worth 243,000. So 243,736,90, our decimals or our cents here. Brackets 1 minus I to the power of 4. Okay, because it was 4 years. That's our x value. So x is equal to 4. Okay, now remember, we want to isolate our I value. So we just want I on its own. So firstly, we divide both sides by this 450,000. So that's going to be 243. 736,90 over the 450,000. Okay, so that's sorted. What about this fourth raised to the power of 4? This fourth power. Well, we root it. Okay, to get rid of a power, we must root the fourth root. And we just have 1 minus I for now. So look, it's going to look something like this. So 1 minus I equals all that good stuff. So if we take the 1 over, there's going to be a -1 on this side. And remember, we'll just have a negative I left over. So we need to divide everything through by a negative. So there'll be a negative here and a positive there. It'll look something like that. I'm just going to write it a bit neater. So I is going to be equal to 1 minus 4th root. So 243,736,90 over 450,000. And I is going to be equal to 0,1421. But as a percentage, I is just going to be equal to 14,21%. We just multiplied this by 100. Okay. And that's 7.2 sorted. 7.3. If the average rate of the price increase of the vehicle is 8,1% per annum, calculate the value of A. So we want this Y value over here. So we're going to use a compound interest formula. So A, P1 plus I to the power of N. So this is our G graph, so G of X, 450,000, 1 plus I to the X. Our Y value is indicated as G of X, so A is just going to be equal to all this good stuff here. Our I value, as we already know, that's going to be equal to 8,1%, so 1 plus 8,1% if you want to use the percent sign in your formula, or 0,081. Don't forget the 0, okay? That's not a recurring, that's a dot just to indicate it. So 1 plus 0,081 raised to the power of 4. So I'm just going to rewrite it for you guys. 0,081 to the power of 4. Plug all that good stuff into your calculator and you're going to get 614,490,66. Look, I always stress that I'm going to make like a Zuma error. I'm going to say 600, like something like that. It's just like one of my stresses. Look, I didn't want to imitate Zuma or anything like that. Maybe it would have come across as a bit like rude. But yeah, that's it. That's the question. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye.